It's me, T-Duck, and I've come back to make another stupid video game lore video again. Specifically Soul Knight, as the title said. This is my childhood game. It's actually so peak and fun. And since the Soul Knight prequel has been out for a while now, like 2 years already, I'll try to cover the lore and the story behind Soul Knight. Hopefully someone watches this shit, and hopefully this doesn't go to waste. Okay, first of all, what the shit is Soul Knight? Okay, Soul Knight is a run and gun shooter and roguelite. One of the best mobile roguelite if I do say so myself. Soul Knight was published in 2017 on iOS and Android by Chili Room. Back then I was a young lad, I still am, but we had like no idea what the hell happened or what was happening except for the fact that the world Soul Knight is set in, there are magic stones which were stolen by the forces of evil, leading to the world falling into chaos. And our goal as these characters are to get the stones back and save the world. In order to get each magic stone, you will need to reach the bottom of different dungeons and fight respective bosses. This time period of the main game is set in is called the Age of Guns and Swords. We had pretty much no idea about the lore until January 8, 2020, a new mode was released, the Origin mode, a mode that explores the lore of Soul Knight and what happened before the present time. The Origin mode is then expanded upon again in January 7 of 2022 in Update 4.0. The game mode takes you to the past, battling invading alien forces. In the Origin era, a battle between good and evils ensues, as an invading alien force descends upon Earth with goals to steal the magic stone. The alien gains support of 6 major factions in the world: the Glacier, the Cave, the Forest, the Relics, the Volcanoes, and the Knight's Kingdom. On the other hand, the magic stone is protected by a shrine which is empowered by the Shrine Priestess. As the war waged on, a flash of blinding light teleported a heroic figure from the future to the past, as he finds himself in a battle he once experienced before, as waves of enemies swarm the shrine. With the help of the hero of the future, they defeated the hordes of enemies until a kamikaze robot came and bombed the entirety of the shrine, destroying the towers and putting the Shrine Priestess out of action and empowering the future hero. The Shrine Priestess briefed the hero on the shrine and about her missing allies, urging the hero to rescue them. The hero confronts the stream of onslaught and raids strongholds to recover their allies and scavenge loot to aid the defense of the magic stone. Eventually, the alien became desperate and sends their main aircraft carrier, after all previous assaults proving to be ineffective. Despite the hero's success in destroying the aircraft carrier, the aliens still won in the end, as the ship fell down, wrecking the shrine and crushing the magic stones. The magic stones split into fragments scattered around the world in different dungeons, leading to the Age of Guns and Swords, where the hero must fight and assemble and collect all the magic stones once again. They fought with energy and determination, but it didn't change what was doomed to happen. The magic stone was broken and scattered around, and that is the origin of Soul Knight's story. Even though the Origin mode came out to establish the lore, the story of Soul Knight was still lackluster to say the least, and people were left wanting more. But then, in November 24, 2023, a new game was released by Chili Room, Soul Knight Prequel. As the name suggests, it is a prequel to Soul Knight and the story begins before Soul Knight, before the eras of Gun and Sword, and maybe before the era of the Age of Origin. I'm not really sure. This era was called the Eras of Sword and Magic. In Soul Knight Prequel, it is revealed that Soul Knight takes place in the magical continent called Mysteria. I'm just gonna say it like that. I don't know if it's pronounced correctly, but I don't care. Okay, so the Valkyrin of the Moon, an alien, is trying to take over the entire magical continent through mechanical technology, and you, the player, must create a knighthood to fight back and defeat various enemies and powerful bosses, and thwart the Valkyrin's plot in order to save the magical continent. The story of Soul Knight Prequel starts with the player character hanging out with Aaron, the knight, saving a little kitten from bullies from the Order of Douche Excellencion, which consists of the werewolf and the berserker. After saving the kitten, you and the knight proceeds to save May the witch from grim howls. The three of you then head back to your town, Shilstead village, and find a group of people crowded near the bulletin board. You discover that the Knights Guild is asking for help as the Sophorat is sabotaged and the Arc Knight and the Arc Wizard went missing. May possesses a tablet called the Mana Diopter, an artifact that senses the location of the Sophorat fragments, a particular cube that maintains peace all across the continent. You, Aaron, and Mace are tasked with retrieving the Sophorat fragments to help the Arc Wizard. The three of you forms a chivalric order called whatever you want to name it, but I call it the Order of Souls because Soul Knight, you know? You guys are given a chapter house by the mayor and the guildmaster Roland, a chapter house that belongs to the previous chivalric order in your town. May located the first Sophorat fragment to be in the Mirkwoods. When entering, you meet Verudius, the elf, she misunderstands your intention and prepares to fight you in order to stop the Sophorat fragment in the Mirkwoods from being taken by you guys. You beat the shit out of her, she runs away without letting you guys explain yourself. As you guys wander around the woods, you finally come across the Sophorat fragment. There you fight a Mandragora, summoned by the elf. You beat it with slight difficulty, but then the druid Willard comes out to explain to the elf that you guys aren't actually bad people and hands over the Sophorat fragment to you. The reason the druid came to talk to you in person was to explain the secrets of Estoteria, a land of legends where creatures made out of gears and metal live. There he explains that before the Sophorat fragments shattered, the Trojan virus guarded by the elf clan was stolen by an unknown assailant. This would be important info, so you guys make sure to remember that. You guys save Farrier the blacksmith and his sister from the cave, and then you guys head to the crystal cave and then retrieve the second Sophorat fragment while fighting the dormant giant crystal snapclaw. Next, you head to the Halcyon Cemetery, where you meet Blime the vampire and defeat the Skeleton King. The next place you guys go to is the Arid Sands, where you guys meet and talk to the goat himself, Tristan the engineer, and you guys discuss about Esotech, the technology that is found in Esoteria. You guys defeat the Colossal Sandworm and gain back another Sophorat fragment. However, your Diopter was broken, where Tristan fixed it up. Thus, you guys earned a new friend. The next place you guys go to is the Ruined Citadel, the place where May had trained her magic, and the place where the knight has been before. When you arrive, you see an asleep Arc Wizard. As the Arc Wizard opens his eyes, he recognizes all three of you, and then the Arc Wizard starts straight up throwing hands with like zero context, so you know you have to beat his up. After you have beaten him, he explains that his mind was infected by the Varkulin's power. The wizard explains to you what had happened the night the Sophorat was destroyed. That night, the Arc Knight was defeated by the Varkulin. The Varkulin broke out of captivity and has used the Trojan virus to infect the mechanical creatures of Esoteria. The Varkulin now plans to take over both Maestria and Esoteria. The Arc Wizard attempts to defend and brought an end to the Varkulin, but he was slashed in the back by the Arc Knight, his dear friend who was possessed by the Varkulin's power, after being defeated. That night, the Sophorat fragment was scattered across Maestria. Once the Arc Wizard finishes his story, he is forced to disappear as the power of the Varkulin takes over him again. All three of you sense the Varkulin's power within the Citadel, thus you explore it. The entire Citadel has been corrupted by the Varkulins. You have no choice but to power through and explore the Citadel. You reach the innermost chamber where the Sophorat was kept previously. There you meet the corrupted Arc Knight. You defeat the Arc Knight and bring him back to consciousness. The Arc Knight explains to you the legend of the Varkulin, the Maledict, a fellow imprisoned by the first hero with a seal. However, the seal was not eternal and had been broken, reawakening the Varkulin. Throughout history, different heroes have arisen to challenge the wows of the Varkulin. These heroes were chosen by the Sopheract itself. However, this time, no hero revealed themselves. The knight believed that if the Sopheract were to choose someone, it would have been the three of you. He hands you the Sopheract fragment. He managed to keep with himself just before the Varkulin's power started to take over him again. And thus he disappears. As the cogwheels of time turn, Varkulin has awakened once again. There was a time when Varkulin clashed violently with the force of Maestria, and just when defeat looks all but certain, the very first hero led a devastating military force of Esoteria in a last-ditch charge that turned the tide into Maestria victory. Guildmaster Roland told you this. He suspects that there will be a massive war against the Varkulin if you guys don't do anything soon. You guys meet Captain Pete and head to the Seacrest Heaven. There you meet the Rogue, and with the Rogue you beat the Buccaneer Captain. The next Sopheract fragment is located at the Scorching Volcano, where you meet and beat the Ember Dragon, who was trying to protect the baby dragon Rose. The dragon hands you the Sopheract fragment, and that's a +1 Sopheract fragment to our inventory. Next, you guys head to the Everfrost Peak to meet the Alpine Yeti Alpha, who challenges you, stating that the only person recognized by him can take the Sopheract fragment. You defeat him and gain his recognition, earning back the Sopheract fragment. Finally, you have collected all 6 Sopheract, enough to assemble back the original Sopheract. You come back to the village, seeing automatons attacking the village. The engineers inform you that the automaton are infected by a virus. After defeating the automatons, the mayor informed you that the Sopheract is the key to unlocking a portal to time travel. Travel to Astoria. I did that on like pure instinct. But to do this, you need to head to a place called the Sopheract Sanctuary, that is hidden in the ancient ruin. You and gang head to there with pace. In the ancient ruin, you face Sulan the Colossus, a guardian that protects the sanctuary. It glitches out and attacks you. You defeat it, thus rebooting it and it allows you to enter the Sopheract sanctuary. You use all 6 fragments to reassemble the Sopheract, also known as the Magic Stone, thus activating the portal to Esoteria. As the three of you starts to falter, wondering if you can defeat the Varkulin or not, all the homies you met throughout your adventure pulls up to help you. All of you travel to Esoteria, a futuristic city filled with technology. Within your field of view, you can see a massive tower called the Tower of Aeonia. As you guys go to explore the Tower of Aeonia, you meet Varkulin, uploading the Trojan virus in real time. You defeat Varkulin, and then as he is defeated, he starts to morph into the Void Varkulin. Suddenly, you gain a power-up from the Lumen Regnum from Maestria, and you defeat the Void Varkulin. The Varkulin is no more, you have defeated it. Finally, your quest is complete. A voice reaches out to you, from the mainframe of Australia's Esoteria itself, Mao 9000. It thanks you for your great deed and stopping the Varkulin scheme. As a thanks, Mao 9000 sends you and your homies back home. Also, Esoteria's on the moon. That's very cool. With all that, you return home to enjoy your rest and party all day long. And that's where we end off with a familiar scene that we've seen over and over again. The character selection menu from the mainline Soul Knight.